G'day guys, Brisbane brothers here, Aussie.
And Dan's.
We're out today working on an XYK code that was a C4 and he's going to a Toploader 4-speed. So we do all kinds of work, guys. We don't just build engines, we don't just fit engines or do conversions, we do anything, manual to auto, auto to manual. It's a lot of little things that can catch you out, but it's very easy, we're good at it, we do it all the time. What we want to show you guys today, two things. First thing is how to test a box that it selects the gears properly. Second thing we're going to show you is with an XY shifter, the linkage orientation and the way the tags go on the box. So you can just set it up nice and easy without having to muck around.
Believe it or not, guys, that information is very hard to find.
Yeah,
it's not easily accessible, so we thought we'd do you guys a favor and give you guys a source of info. So this will be your go-to for how to put the XY Toploader shifter and XY box in.
We'll start off with just describing which selector here gets what gears. So the very rear one is for first and second gear. When you pull this back, you'll be in first. When you push it forward, you'll be in second. It's in the neutral right now. So sometimes if a box is in a car like this with the clutch on, you might have to turn the tail shaft to help it find the gear. And give a bit of a yank. That's first. Neutral.
Neutral.
Yep.
Second. Beautiful.
Second. Yep.
That's it, guys. There you go. So it's freed up now.
Leave it back in neutral.
Put it back to neutral.
Yep. Always leave it in neutral, guys, so you don't jam two gears. That's the most common thing of what happens when the linkages are out. It stays in between the gear. People talk shit about top loaders, but they're a great box. This next one here in the middle is your reverse. When it's to the back like that, it's off. When you push it forward, it's in reverse. So that's reverse, pull it back, that's neutral. So the neutral is in the middle there, to the back here and in the middle up here. Now I'll just quickly explain the tag orientation. If you have a look, that rear one at the back here has a curve in it for the first and second, and it goes up. The second one there in the middle for reverse is a short flat tag, and the one up the front there for third and fourth is a long tall one. Now, there's a few things that I've noticed that are missing on this box. There's meant to be a spring washer under that nut, so I'm going to have to go away and get some spring washers from my collection, genuine Ford stuff. And there's no wave washers on the linkages, so we'll try and put 2 washers in just to get them stiff, because you don't want none of this. No wobbling, you want it nice and firm. Alrighty, if anyone wants, we can paint a box up in the original colour too.
Another suggestion, guys, when you're doing this job, it pays to get the shifter reconditioned, even though you might think it works, but your input, guys, you're shifting, you want it to feel nice. In a beautiful car like this, you want it to be as beautiful as possible. If you get the shifter recode, all the pin and everything slides and it just makes it a lot easier.
The way to adjust the shifter, you probably can't see, but just up here, there's a hole. And it goes through these 3 tags. When these 3 tags are lined up in the right spot, you get a wire, pin or a screwdriver and you put it in that hole there, right through the 3. Or you can do it from the back too, because it goes through that back shifter plate down the bottom. And that keeps these 3 in alignment while you're doing your linkages for your first adjustment. Then you have a go and run it through the gear and you work out if it's not quite grabbing a gear, it's an opposite swing. So when you're in the car and you go to find first, you're coming over this way and pushing it forward. So you have a look here, and if you're moving the sticker up and forward, so that'll be reverse, the furthest over this way. This linkage here will be for first and second. This one out here will be third and fourth. So as you're moving your hand over, the bottom of the stick is coming through the rod here, and it's doing kind of the opposite thing under the car. So as you're moving a shifter forward for first, it's pulling the linkage back underneath the car. So first gear is that one back that way, then second you go into the neutral, then back forward. Then over here, third and fourth will be the same. Go into third, it's going to pull it back that way because you're moving the shifter forward up in the car. It's very easy once you get your head around it, once someone describes it like this. If you're mucking around and it's not working and it's not changing gears, give the shaft a bit of a spin, guys. It can help. This has a brand new XCD button clutch on it. It's going to be grippy as fuck, so you definitely want to give it a bit of a turn here just to help line up those synchros. Alright guys, so we've got that sorted. Now I'll just show you down on this end. It's a little bit confusing, but the Third and fourth goes there. This one will be the second and first. That'll go in the middle here. And then this lower linkage will be your reverse. It'll go there. Now see how they're not lined up? That's out. We'll have to get the pin, muck around, get some extra washers. You don't want no sideways wiggle like that. We want to get rid of all of that. Little bit of grease on them or engine assembly lube or something. Alright.
What you can use, guys, for a pin is you can just get an Allen key.
You can actually come over the top of the box here. And at the bottom there's the hole right there. And if I line these linkages up where they're meant to be, these tangs, I can't now because the linkages are out. Let's move this, move that. Move this just for now. Go up over here. There's a hole there in that lower bottom edge.
Thick, that one.
Right there. You move the linkage to line it up. That one, that one, that one.
Oh,
see how it goes right through. Now that's a little bit thin. If what you're using to line it up wobbles, you want to go up. So just to the next size until it just fits in there. The firmer that is and the better a pin that you've got in here holding these lines, the better chance you're going to have. See how much discrepancy there is there?
Yeah, you want
that's enough to be not a good result. Alrighty, you can, if you...
I'm sure there's some guys watching this that have made up a little pin with an angle that's like the right thing. We're going to get one of those, obviously, but... So that's the idea.
All of the shifters are the same too. If you've got like a Mustang, they'll have that pin. It'll be on a different spot. In the XWXY, the shifter bolts to the floor. They're notorious for being a very shitty design because as you're driving, giving it the engine's twisting. So the box and the linkages are twist, but this is bolted to the floor and it doesn't move. Normally when your gearbox shifter is bolted on the side of the box here, as the engine's torque twisting, it's following the box and you can keep getting gears.
Another little tip, guys, once you put this pin in, don't forget about it. Yep, see the next size up goes through too. Try that.
Beautiful.
That's
see,
nice and
see
tight.
now? Oh, see that?
Yeah,
Yep, that's
better.
what we want. This shifter's really floppy, bud.
Just for reference, guys, so you know, that was a 732 from the old Imperial Allen key set.
Great.
And it went in really nice.
So a
really
roller rocker posi lock.
Yep.
Really race size there.
That's
Don't
it,
lose
guys,
that one,
beautiful.
bro.
Another thing, don't forget about that. Don't go start cranking the shifter with the pin in there. Or you...
That's your reverse light switch over here, guys. Very easy. If you're going from a C4, you're going to have one of those switches that goes on the side of the box. A neutral switch, which there was one here. Where is it? Here. And what happens, you've got 4 wires coming off your neutral switch. The heavy two, the 2 reds are going to be your neutral start. And the 2 black with the trace is going to be your reverse lights. Now this switch just links the system, so when you're in the right notch here, you get your reverse lights when you're in reverse, and so it will only start in park. And neutral, very easy. You've just got to make a loop. For a manual, these 2 just get looped together on the loom, and the other 2 just go to the reverse light switch, which we've checked is in the right spot. When we select reverse in the car, it's activating that switch there, so that'll be fine. And I've put my 2 spades on, wrapped it up, and then on the other end of that is just the 2 heavy gauges are just looped. So if you've got a manual and you're going to C4, that's just a reverse process, very easy. You cut the loop and you join the 2 heavy ones to the 2 heavy ones on the switch, and the 2 black with the trace become your reverse light. I think I explained that right. I know it's very simple and I know what to do. I've done heaps of them. Alrighty, cool thing about this box is she's a Rug AR1 close ratio, 28 spline, 10 spline input, short box, but exactly what should be in an XY GT and many of the HOs. So pretty cool.
What I'm going to try, guys, to resolve, there's a lot of slop. It's meant to be wave washers. It's meant to be wave washers there, so I'm going to try and washer on both sides, see how that goes. Otherwise you might have to nip off, get some wave washers. They'll hold it like a nice static tension where it's not going to be like flopping. The less movement and diversion you have in the shifter, the better the feel. And for a car like this, you want that nice. And the better you set it up, the least chance of the shifter going out in the future. Because once you do a few pulls and everything, and you've like really thrashed it, you could end up with the shifter going out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how tight you do these up, they will all
could really
wear a
embarrass
bit.
you. It could be when you're actually giving someone a bit of a run. And the
Something
shifter
to
will
look
go
for. Jones was mentioning to me before, and I didn't say it. See on these pins how they're very flat. And you can just see the little groove there. If you're looking on the pin and the pin has like a elongation in the middle, they'll be stuffed and you'll have to weld them up, and you can't wave washer them out. These ones are actually in remarkable condition considering how much they slide back and forth dry. They normally get mad slots cut in them there, and it's like a little, like a groove, and it's so loose that you can't. Then a lot of people are quick to badmouth a shifter before sussing out these little turnbuckles on the end of the linkages.
So what I'll do is I'll try and just put another washer on the back of this one to give it that support. And it might work just to stop it slopping as bad. But you don't want to bind it up, guys. Do not get anything binding. It's got to all move free, but as tight as possible.
Yeah, as tight as possible, yep, and moving, that's correct.
If anything's binding, it's going to be too much resistance.
Yeah, when you're moving, the engine's moving, you're driving, it's not going to line up. Alright,
Guys, I've ripped in.
got a bit of a video there. Sweet.
Right.
So make sure you smash that like and subscribe. Let's quickly show you this
If you
diff.
miss anything, go back and listen to the video again, because we come at you a bit thick and fast sometimes with the info. Guys, I've watched our old videos and I'm like, wow, like he's stuff in there. Make sure you listen, because we give away all the info. It's very hard earned. We didn't get the information easily.
Alright guys, let's
Well,
get
let's
some
rip in.
work done and put the camera down.